Yeah, let's just keep going in order. I want to go back to Jim's apartment, but let's go over here to the widow's apartment and see what else she has to say, or see what else we have to learn from her. Because it seems like each apartment there's one more place to check out now. Oh, maybe it's 3. Interesting. I didn't notice any pictures like that in the other apartment. I didn't know to look. 4 months since William. Since William what? 3 in the morning? These walls are tired of looking at me. It's too quiet here. Well, it sure looks like they want me to jump off this building so I can continue reading. It's too quiet here, too loud. I hear my own whispers. Stop, be quiet. Yeah. I guess I have to walk. I'll head to the bridge. That's an end of life. Alright, I thought we'd be able to finish it in this video, but there's a little bit more to go. I'm glad it's taking a little bit of time. This is a nice emotional stroll through this guy's story. They kind of touch on a lot of different aspects of life, with the divorce, the death, the child running away. People are cheating on everybody all over the place. And then Jim, the lonely guy. I can't wait to see what his next story is. So I started playing this game after the rest of my house went to bed for the night, and the way this game is going, I'm not going to stop until I finish it. This will be one of those rare games that I'll finish it, and I'll label the last part of the last video of the series as spoilers, just to kind of show you that it's the last of the series, the last video of the game that shows the ending. But I'm going to keep playing through this because I want to see where it goes. So we're just doing a lot of exploring. They just put us back in the apartment, so let's see what the next story is going to be. Still couldn't tell if she liked them. Oh, I see her sweater there. Don't be ashamed if you sleep with a gap between you and your loved one. I do. We're comfortable enough with each other that we're okay sleeping apart. It's just more comfortable that way. The real world is more like Ross when he did that tuck and release, or roll and release, whatever that move was called. That's more real life. But I see what they're trying to say. That story was just saying that the relationship is failing, maybe? By the end, anything and everything seemed to set us off. Clothing left lying out, overtime work, even squabbles over the TV. If you notice, most of these colors in this walk around are kind of muted. So it's kind of interesting when you get to those mouse clickable items because, you know, in this mode of walking around, I say muted. There is color here, but when you go to those clickable items and they show you a photo from their past, the photos are always really bright. We'll see what the photo looks like here. Even though there's a lot of red in this picture, it's still dark just because of the, I don't know if it's the tone or whatever, but it's still bright, but it's dark because the story is going downhill. That's it. I almost want to look around more. It's like I find this stuff too fast. I think I'll be okay. That's good. Actually, I should be able to tell how many phases are left by how many blank photographs there are. So there's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. So it looks like there's 4 steps at least left to this story. Wow, the first swear word. At least the first one I've noticed. she got erased. I don't remember how to be alone anymore. That's John's story. And then we'll get over to the right. So let's see what John's... This one was pretty dark the last time we were in here. So let's proceed with caution. Let's see where this goes. He went on a road trip across the country with his sister. Apparently he's living away from his family and he doesn't know how to be alone anymore. Something like that. Actually, I guess I could read these out loud. I read the other ones out loud. He dreamed of home less often. Memories of quiet tree-lined streets usurped by bright lights and the constant hum of transit. The city never stopped. A year later, it often felt relentless. Like if he stopped for a moment, he'd be swept away. After the move, he promised his mom he'd call weekly. He and Liz spoke daily, on the phone or by text. Do I have to choose? And I can't spin the mouse to see which way is better. He promised his mom he'd call, or he and Liz spoke daily. I kind of get the feeling this decision is a big one, because one is kind of negative and one is kind of positive. He promised his mom he'd call weekly seems kind of like a negative to me. Like if he goes down that path thinking about how he promised his mom he'd call weekly, maybe he didn't, so maybe that'll make him more depressed and lead him down a negative road. Or maybe he thinks more about how he and Liz spoke every day and at least kept in contact. Maybe that'll put him on a positive path because it will remind him of at least he has some sort of connection with family. I could be wrong, but the good guy in me wants to send Jim down the positive road. I wonder what would happen if I sent him down the left road, but I'm gonna send him down the right side. Just because that's my thinking and I don't want to send him down the negative road. Can't go that far right. Now you gotta go. Until she got pregnant. Ugh, seriously? He talked to her every day until she got pregnant. Now her days, their conversations, less frequent, were filled with babies. Just another way his new life had diverged from his old. And those he had left behind continued on without him. Will it let me go back, I wonder? Just to see what the other option was? I have a feeling it's not going to let me go back and follow the mom path. Nope. Once you make your decision, you're stuck with it. Let's see where it goes. It might just be one of those things where this story is doomed. It's a very dark tone to it the whole time you're in his apartment. So maybe that's just the way his story is meant to go. And those he had left behind continued on without him. Derek, his first work friend, said. John, his best friend back home, said. I think I gotta keep him in the current path. His first work friend. I'm not pushing to the right. He's being pushed that way by the society around him, apparently. The turnover rate here is crazy. Everything is always changing. But even so, the days bled together. In the blink of an eye, a year passed. I'm not who I thought I would be. It's not where I thought I would be. I'm gonna say he's clinging on to a little bit of his old self, so he's just wishing he were somewhere else. Anonymous in a sprawling city, away from the town and people he thought he'd never leave. But now he knew the ebb and flow of traffic, could name all the best happy hours and restaurants with free parking, and found the views from his 10th floor office familiar and comforting. Where was home? Back there, he was now just a visitor. Here, he had an apartment, new friends, and a girl or the job? Why do I have a feeling if I choose the girl, it's going to be negative? Molly. They sat a few desks apart on different teams. She had accepted his invitation to drinks after work. They shared a bourbon-laced kiss at her door and a calendar event for a second date. Now they had toothbrushes at each other's places, and standing date nights on Wednesdays and Fridays. This was home now, the life and family he had created for himself, and the freedom to choose where he'd go and who he'd become next. What are you going to do now that you're rich and famous, Nick? So Nick is rich and famous. $50 commission hardly makes me rich or famous, but I think I'm going to take my beautiful girlfriend to brunch. So proud your art is taking off. Graphic novel section of Barnes & Noble. Your work will hang in some classy museum. A real power couple. Oh, I doubt I'll ever get to museum level ads. Maybe ads for museums. Back to art. Get back to art, Nick? And back to the apartment. His apartment is filling. The more he remembers, the more he sees, the more there is that's in here. think most of our friends were my friends. How long do people wait before dating someone new? On our 1-year anniversary, I had this spare key made for her. Sometimes I'd find her waiting to surprise me in my apartment after work. It's like I play this game anticipating the next picture like this because I like them so much. So there's a couple of blue things over here. The morning after we said I love you for the first time. She used to call me handsome. I don't know if I ever believed her. Okay. I get to sleep in late now. I wish we had taken more pictures together when we first started dating. At the time, it seemed less important than just enjoying one another. Of course, that's it. Alright, let's see what the next story is. We're headed to the Wright's apartment.